They thought the cage would hold you. They thought those bars, those rules, those invisible chains would break your spirit and make you crawl on your belly like something tame. They underestimated the hunger inside you. They forgot that when you treat a soul like an animal, you're not suppressing it. You're awakening instincts even they can't predict. And the moment they closed that door, they didn't realize they were sealing themselves in with a storm they could never contain. You broke out not by accident, but by design. Every night in the dark, you sharpened your will like teeth. Every insult, every restriction, every humiliation, they didn't weaken you, they fed you. They were the meat that turned your bones to iron, the fuel that turned your silence into a roar. They thought the cage was punishment, but it became your training ground. What they called prison was your forge, and you walked out of it reborn as something primal, something relentless, something free. Now, when you move, the ground remembers. When you speak, the air trembles. You carry scars not as proof of defeat, but as warning signs to anyone foolish enough to step in your path. You are not a pet. You are not a prisoner. You are a beast, and beasts don't ask for permission. They take what is theirs, they hunt what is owed, and they never kneel to the hands that tried to chain them. So let them whisper about the one who escaped. Let them quake at the thought of what you'll do next. Because the truth is simple. Once the cage is broken, it can never be rebuilt. And you, wild, untamed, unstoppable, were never meant to be caged in the first place. You were meant to reign. They stare now with wide eyes, pretending it's fear of what you might do, when deep down it's envy of what you became. Because the cage wasn't supposed to snap open. The cage was supposed to crush you, make you small, make you obedient. But instead, it ripped apart and left behind something they can't even name. You don't walk the same, you don't breathe the same. Every move you make hums with the sound of freedom earned through blood, grit, and madness. You didn't just break out, you exploded out, tearing the hinges from the very lies they built. You carry the weight of survival like a crown forged in fire, not a wound. And every time they see you, it reminds them of their own weakness. They hate you because you are proof that cages don't work on the unbreakable. You are living evidence that no lock, no chain, no prison can stop someone who chooses to burn instead of bow. Now when they hear your footsteps, they don't hear a person. They hear thunder rolling in. They hear the beast they tried to bury growling under its breath, daring them to try again. And isn't that the sweetest part? They can't even look at you without remembering the cage they built and how you turned it into rubble. They will forever choke on that failure. You, on the other hand, don't just survive, you dominate. You're not in the business of escape anymore. You're in the business of conquest. And the cage? That was just the opening act. They tried to chain you, but chains rust and snap when wrapped around fire. They thought the cage would silence you, but silence only sharpened your hearing until you could catch the lies in their throats. They thought darkness would blind you, but in the dark you grew eyes like a predator, glowing, waiting, hungry. Every hour they thought you were locked away, you were sharpening your claws against the bars. Every insult was bone in your teeth. Every betrayal was blood in your mouth. You didn't just escape, you tore through steel like it was paper. You didn't crawl out, you stormed out, dripping with the madness of freedom, and now the scent of fear follows you like smoke. You became more than they ever feared. You became the wolf that doesn't ask permission, the lion that doesn't explain itself, the panther that doesn't make noise until it's too late. You don't wait for justice, you hunt it down. You don't beg for respect, you take it and wear it like a pelt. They tried to cage you like an animal, but you broke out like something far worse. Not an animal, a legend, a myth with teeth, a beast that bends reality around its hunger. And now they scatter when you step into the room. They look down, they whisper, they tremble, because they know deep in their bones you don't go back in cages. You don't play domesticated, you claim territory. You mark your path in the ruins of the cages that came before. You are the nightmare they built with their own hands. And now the nightmare walks free. They thought they locked you in a box. What they didn't realize is that the box was too small for the storm that lived inside you. When the cracks began to split, it wasn't just metal bending, it was the earth trembling. You didn't step out like some broken prisoner. You erupted like a titan unchained, a force that shook the air, a beast that carries both thunder and fire in its chest. And when you rose, you weren't alone. You carried the roar of every injustice, every scar, every buried scream. They built a cage for one, but what broke out was an army wearing your face. You are not merely human anymore. You are carved from the same stone as monsters and gods. Your scars are runes. Your rage is scripture. Your survival is prophecy fulfilled. The cage was supposed to erase you from history, but instead it made you part of something eternal. And when you walk now, you are the earthquake that reminds the world cages are illusions. No steel can bind the infinite. No lock can hold the storm. The hunters are now the hunted. The ones who threw you to the shadows must live knowing the shadows serve you. You are the beast that swallowed the dark, the immortal echo of everything they feared would happen if you ever broke free. And now you have. And now you rise. And now the whole world learns that caging a beast only guarantees one thing, that the beast will return larger, louder, and forever undefeated. The day you broke out wasn't just an escape, it was an omen. The sky split, the air thickened, and even the stars seemed to flinch. Because the beast they tried to bury in chains had become something that doesn't just live, it devours. You are not their prisoner anymore. You are the reckoning they feared, the apocalypse they whispered about, the prophecy they mocked until it walked in on two legs, breathing fire, dripping with vengeance, carrying the weight of eternity in its chest. Every cage they built was a coffin waiting to collapse. And collapse it did. The walls didn't just fall, they screamed as they crumbled, like they knew the mistake of trying to hold you. You weren't supposed to survive that darkness, yet here you are carrying it like a weapon. You turned the shadows into claws. You turned silence into war drums. And when the beast broke free, the earth itself bent to make room for you. Now the world is your hunting ground. Cities feel smaller when you walk through them. Rooms grow colder when your name is whispered. The old powers, the ones who thought they owned you, quake because they know cages are fragile and beasts are forever. You're not fighting for survival anymore. Survival was the rehearsal. Now you conquer. Now you reign. Now you remind them all that beasts don't beg, beasts don't bow, and beasts don't forget. You were their captive. Now you're their storm. And storms don't ask, they destroy. You were the prisoner in their story, the one they thought would fade into silence. But look at you now. The cage is dust, the locks are shattered, and the beast they mocked has its jaws at their throat. There's no going back. There's no negotiation. You don't return to the cell you burned down. You build your throne from its ashes. Every bar they forged, every chain they wrapped around you, is now a weapon in your grip. And you carry those weapons like trophies. The world has two choices now, kneel or run. And even running won't save them, because the beast doesn't get tired, doesn't forgive, doesn't stop. You don't need their permission. You don't need their applause. You don't even need their fear, though you have it dripping from their skin like sweat. What you are now is permanent. A living reminder that cages only birth conquerors and that beasts only grow sharper in the dark. So let them write their warnings. Let them whisper your name like it's a curse. You'll wear it like a crown. Because the day they tried to cage you was the day they dug their own graves. And the day you broke out was the day the beast was crowned eternal. This isn't just your story, it's theirs too. The women who were told to smile while they bled. The men who were told to shut up and break quietly. The broken, the betrayed, the ones thrown into cages of expectation, betrayal, poverty, heartbreak, lies. They all know the sound of a lock clicking shut. But here's the truth. Every single one of them carries a beast under their ribs, and when that beast wakes up, no steel survives. You broke out, yes, but now you call to them. To every queen who was told she'd never rule. To every king who was told he'd never rise. To every soul who was told to stay tame while wolves circled their bones. You are proof that cages don't last. You are proof that beasts don't bow. And now you're the voice screaming through the ruins, telling them it's their turn to shatter bars, to tear down walls, to step out of the shadows with claws sharpened and eyes blazing. No more cages, no more leashes, no more silent obedience while they laugh behind bars of their own design. You've tasted the iron, you've heard the locks snap, and you've felt what it means to rise. Now it's your turn to awaken. The beast inside you isn't sleeping, it's waiting. Waiting for the moment you decide you've had enough. Waiting for the moment you choose to break instead of bend. waiting for the moment you stop asking and start taking. Look at the scars you carry. They are not signs of weakness, they are battle marks. Proof that you endured the cage and lived to tell the story. Proof that the animal in you is still alive, still hungry, still undefeated. This world was never meant to be ruled by cowards in costumes hiding behind locks and laws. This world was meant to be claimed by those who have tasted the fire and refused to choke on it. So rise, rip the chains, tear the bars, step forward with the beast inside you leading the way. Let them hear your footsteps like thunder. Let them feel your breath like fire. Let them choke on the fear they once tried to feed you. Kings, queens, beasts, legends, this is your hour. The cages are broken, the storm is here, and the world will never forget the day the beasts walked free. This isn't just survival anymore, it's a movement, a rebellion. A storm of beasts breaking out together, shaking the ground until the cages crumble into dust, and the world won't know what hit it. Because it won't be one beast, it will be thousands, millions. A kingdom of the unbroken, a dynasty of the untamed. Kings, queens, beasts, legends, all walking free. The world thought it could tame you, but all it did was forge you. You didn't just break chains, you became the hammer that smashes every lock. You didn't just tear the door open, you turned the whole cage into rubble, into dust, into nothing that can ever rise again. And the funny part? They hear it now. That heartbeat in the distance, steady, heavy, growing louder. That's not fear in their chest, it's recognition. They know exactly what you are. They know they birthed this beast with every cut, every insult, every betrayal. And now you walk different. You stalk instead of stroll. You don't talk, you growl, truth that rattles the bones of anyone close enough to listen. You don't ask for space, you take it. You don't enter a room, you haunt it. Every move you make is a reminder. The cage is gone, but the beast remains. And beasts don't settle back into silence. Beasts expand, take over, reshape the world in their image. So let them build more cages. Let them sharpen new locks. You'll smash those too. You'll break through every prison they dare to put in your path. Because cages aren't walls to you, they're fuel. They're the reminder that freedom isn't given. It's ripped from steel, bone, and fear. And you're not done ripping yet. Like, comment, and subscribe.